Marcus Aurelius, and also the Pact Boon. Welcome back. After a harrowing, bloody, and deadly combat, we handle the aftermath. This is Pact Boon, Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Jake Packham. With me,
Tanner Wayland,
Caden Otley,
and Justin Lewis.
Give us a follow on all your socials.
please, sir, can I have a follow?
Please, may I have some follow?
Sounds dirty.
Justin finds everything dirty. He's a 12-year-old boy.
I'm actually a garbage person, like inside.
That's why you hate garbage people so much.
Exactly.
All right.
Because I can identify them because I know the signs.
I love it. Previously, Sheriff Don Delab, overseer and owner of Crestor, has been put down. A bloody battle resulting in the loss of the life of Elon Barbeau. Sirocco and Nadir of the Rakir. A few townsfolk of the city of Crestor. And some really cute looking ambush drakes. They were good boys. Lying in the wake of the monstrosity that Don Talaab became in his final moments is a new character. An older gentleman who appears too old to still be alive. Of a elven, sylvan, fey ancestry of sorts. What season are you in?
Spring.
There is some blush on the cheeks. There is a spring to his hobble. And a lot of crap in his backpack. As Wolfgang and Jolly go back and forth in their mind over the loss of their dear friend, sent off to the sea. We go now to our new friend, investigating the purple stone left behind.
My old knees can't handle this anymore. You see him like bend down, and he's like pulls out a little brush and starts like kind of brushing off the ashes. Probably inspects the silver armbands. Oh, okay. That's yeah. And sticks it in his sleeve, you know. Okay. Probably all of them. And then
you would also see the gold star of Sheriff Don.
Oh, definitely grab that. And I'm going to get like a cloth out of my backpack.
Okay.
And kind of how big is this gemstone?
It's the size of a soccer ball.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get like a cloth and try and like wrap it up and hold it and see, can I roll like an Arcana check to see?
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
That is a 15.
Do you have any spells that could help you?
Unfortunately, no.
No detect magic or anything of the sort?
No, I didn't do anything useful.
Cool. I love that for you. You really should have proficiency in a jeweler's kit.
I think I do have a jeweler's kit.
Well, I'm going to add that proficiency on there. So if you wanted, you could add your proficiency bonus to that roll.
Okay. So that'd be a 17.
Great.
Oh, 18, sorry.
Okay. It looks very similar to the purple stone you've seen before. This appears to be Give me a history check real quick.
19.
Golly dang, son.
I got rid of the dice that killed Elon, by the way.
Smart. There is you are there. The first time holding this stone. And you felt the need, even before you had come in contact with it, to put on thick gloves. You had mismatched gloves. One from a forge worker of some kind that was very thick, and then a falconer's really long to the elbow glove that you held the stone in. And you feel the need to grab those gloves again.
Okay, so I reach into my pack, and the first thing I feel is, as I'm rummaging, is something clothy. I pull it out, and it's a floral oven mitt.
That will do.
And then I probably find like the forged glove, and I'll grab those.
As you pick it up, you're remembering, you're seeing this in duality. You see the memory and also the present held in the same vision and eyesight. So in your right hand, you see the other stone, and in your left, you see the current stone. You see the one in your right hand, and you feel in your bones that this is younger.
The present one is younger.
The other.
The other one
first.
is younger.
And this seems aged, like fine wine, ready to be used.
Well, I'm going to immediately stow it. I'm going to look around and see where these other people are.
You see, I mean, it's an open beach. You have the two drakes that are standing by, looking up at you. They still have their heads cocked to the side. And you see Jolly and Wolfgang. They've just sent their friend into the sea. Give me perception checks, you two, to see if in your grief you're able to...
I would like to take this at disadvantage.
Okay.
I feel like that's right
11.
for my character.
I don't even need disadvantage.
I'll permit it. I'll permit disadvantage self-imposed.
Well, I'll tell you what,
desire.
doesn't matter. 17 was the low one.
Whoa. You spot the glinting purple light move.
Maybe there's like a wave, kind of. And like
yeah.
as it kind of curls, just a little,
Oh, I like that.
you know,
Yeah.
a little shine.
Yep.
And I kind of like glance back and see just like pocket.
Yeah, I definitely stick it in my backpack. So it's like I have it to the side of me. And I'm like, oh, this will fit very nicely in here. And just like, shove it. Yeah, exactly.
Wolfgang, do you do or say anything?
Not right then, no.
Okay. Jezri starts ushering some kind of recovery efforts as ropes are cast down to kind of guide people back onto the floor of Crestor as this newly formed crater into the cliffside has been formed by this explosion. Homes are absolutely decimated. It is rubble. It is sand. There is no foundation here to build. It would need to be either built upon the cliff or elsewhere. And there are people, hundreds of people here that are casting their silver armbands onto the ground in a pile at the center of this beach as Jezri is helping guide these people to cast off their armbands that marked them as slaves to the sheriff. Jolly, what are you doing?
At this point, Jolly is honestly he's probably pretty confused about what to do next, right? Almost like in shock. So he'll probably just like drift to the edge of whatever activity is going on, like the very edge that has like a campfire set up. I'm guessing there's like multiple campfires or...
Yeah, they're setting them up,
Yeah.
and like you see that there are some very low level cleric types that are trying to like help and like calm, like a lot of people casting like calm emotion type magic to try and like help people get it. But there's people who are clearly broken. Like there's people who are not, they're shell shocked. People are in blankets. That you see that there's kids that are crying. There's also kids who are playing because they just don't get it, you know? And yeah, it's disorder.
Yeah, Jolly will probably like find a piece of rubble and like sit down on it next to a fire, hopefully pretty far away from like most things, and sort of just stare into the fire. Every so often, when like he'll hear like either a child cry or like a child laugh, he'll like look up, and then sort of like, you know, he's deep in thought of like, we lost Elon, Sheriff Don was terrifying. I just saw Wolfgang like bite someone's neck. With and Wolfgang has red eyes, just all these things going on in his head.
Okay. As you're looking into the fire, a fire made from homes, from the equivalent of what could have been a tavern. It's cold. A wet storm in the kingdom of Gast is no joke. During a wet storm in Upper Gast, the snow comes down heavy, and it kills people. And you feel the need to go home. You're hurrying home when you see a light where it should be. What do you do?
Instinctively, Jolly would quicken his pace, assuming something is wrong in the town.
And immediately your gut feeling is confirmed. And you see a burning homestead. Where does your mind go?
So this is like a flashback. I'm assuming Jolly still has his like current knowledge. He would like rush into this burning building that he's like seeing. And he would probably scream out, "Aurora! Opal!" like out loud.
Wolfgang, you see your friend Jolly asleep, twitching heavily in his sleep, whispering, "Aurora, Opal, Aurora, Opal." There is no reply. And your pack from your travel is very heavy. Your legs are tired. Your feet are exhausted. You made good money. But Aurora is nowhere to be found. You don't see or hear Opal. And then you do. As you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you hear Xander tell you, "We will find them, brother." And sleep takes you. Wolfgang, what are you doing?
So Wolfgang, he sits down by the fire, and he's kind of looking at it the same, just like he looks around, and you know, they had spent a night in the town, right, previous to this, And then they came at night this time, and there were lights. There were, windows with light pouring out of them and everything. And now, like, aside from, like, probably, like, a couple fires out there for the survivors, like, it's just a dark cliffside. And he kind of, like, is staring at the fire for a bit. And then he, like, turns and looks out at the ocean. Is the moon out?
Yeah.
So the ocean is, like, you can see it better than you'd expect. But, he's just thinking of, he, for a moment, feels like he can almost see Elon out there, just, like, bobbing on the waves. And he actually pulls out Elon's focus, and kind of, like, is feeling around it with his thumb, just looking at, like, the blue little sapphire that's on it. And then he actually, like, comes up and, like, bites it, with his sharp canine, just bites into his, like, pointer finger, and he draws wings on it, just like little mini wings. And then he like kind of holds it to his chest for a moment, and whispers kind of a little prayer, of passing, of, wishing the best. And it's actually what he would do, when it's kind of like a tradition amongst, like, the family where, like, that he came from, in the Ebonheart organization, that when people who are knights, like, die, then they actually, take something of meaning, and they kind of grace it with their blood. And that's kind of what he's doing.
You see that the stone at the center of this pendant, as you finish the drawing of the wings, absorbs the blood very well. Like, the blood becomes part of the stone, whether infused by some arcana or some latent connection as a focus for a warlock who has made a pact before. This feels ready for commitment, ready for a pact, and takes to your blood rather easily. And the stone becomes this dark red brown that looks identical to the set of eyes of this mother fox that you saw long ago, and once again only a couple of nights previously in your dreams. Only this time those eyes are closed, and the head that held those eyes is attached to a well-tanned pelt at the foot of your twin siblings' beds.
And in this memory, Wolfgang is remembering, going out to the stables to see if he could find the foxes like usual, and they weren't there. But he saw some blood, and he feared the worst, and that's when he kind of just started scouring the castle. And he didn't expect it, he expected that, like, oh, maybe he'd gotten injured out in the forest or something. And so when he's, going around asking people, being like, hello, do you know if any hunting has been done recently? He was getting a lot of, like, I don't know, And then finally he goes to his brothers, his siblings, the twins.
You run into Darianth, your oldest brother.
And Wolfgang kind of like cows a little bit, you know. He's like, Darianth, it is my honor to see you. Are you busy right now?
With things you would not understand, little puppy.
No, I'm sure I would not. And even you answering me is, I appreciate that, but...
He strikes you across the face.
And Wolfgang... Like,
what, are you going to spit out blood?
I was not planning on it. No. I'm so sorry. And then he like gets down on a knee. He's like, I am sorry that I have wasted your time. I only had a question. Do you know if any foxes have been caught recently?
You stupid boy. And he'll straight up kick you in the ribs while you're down. It appears that Dante and Danica have been led to some new playthings.
And he wants to ask more, but he's like kind of like
And
clutched
he's already
over.
gone.
Yeah.
Darianth's gone.
And then he like, it takes him a second to like breathe. And he's like, oh. And he kind of like pushes himself up onto his feet and starts like walking / stumbling, but then it kind of picks up to a bit of a jog.
You go downstairs into the second level basement where Danica and Dante have their twin rooms. And every step that you take down, you feel your stomach grow tighter and tighter and tighter. And you see the pelt on the floor.
Yeah, as soon as he opens that door, he sees, just like it right there. Are the twins inside?
They are.
And he says, he kind of gasps and he's like, no, Dante, Danica, where did you get this fox?
You see Danica extracts with some sort of hemocraft magic the blood out of this fox pup as she uses some sort of twisted version of prestidigitation to make this fox pup out of blood. And then, giving you a wink, consumes all of the blood. And you feel the arm of Vladrik grab you and pull you aside, taking you somewhere safer.
And as that happens, he looks back, and he's kind of like almost like fighting with Vladrik. But as he looks back, he sees that fox face, and it stays right there, like in his mind, as like he's back at the fire. And he remembers how later that night, he actually found some hair in the stable, and smeared some of his blood on it, much like that, like he did now for Elon. And he kind of says the warriors fare well for the blood knights, which is your blood you gave for us, my blood I give for you. Goodbye. And he just and so like he kind of sees that the focus absorbs it, and then he says, Elan, I hope you are okay. Hopefully not in hell again. That would be rough. Twice in a few days. But I trust that, you were helping people. So hopefully there's a heaven, some kind of celestial plane, and you are playing this. I don't know. I don't know much about you. all being told, but I don't know. Do you like puppies?
Yes.
He hears like yes on the window. He's like, safe bet. Everyone loves puppies.
And you find that sleep finds you, even. Lethargy, what are you doing?
So I've jammed this soccer ball gemstone into my backpack, and I'm going to go over to the drakes who are still watching me, and I think I'm going to take off my pack and sit next to them, like kind of in between them, and start trying to like pet them and say, all in a hard day's work, hey boys, and try and fall asleep.
Okay. You sleep, and you feel the spring nature cool. Going through summer, getting warm as you're by the fire, and then cool to an autumn. You feel the cool breeze. The blush on your skin goes away, and you feel a little bit more chapped around your lips. Your bones start to feel it a little bit more. The winter's coming.
Maybe my skin's a little bit more leathery from a late summer's tan.
Certainly. You're a big Speedo guy.
For sure.
And you have a dream. The Feywild is a place where nothing makes sense, and yet it made perfect sense to you. And now this material plane is what doesn't make sense to you. You see yourself in that same duality that you experienced before with the stone, where you see you've been on this beach before. That's how you knew how to get here. But where's the flumps? Where's the trees that grow on top of the water? The breeze here isn't cold. Why is the water salty? This beach sucks.
This beach does suck.
It doesn't make any sense. And there's a little bit of an unsettling to that. And then you see a flash of the ambition in the eyes of the one you gave that purple stone to. And then you all wake up. Jolly, having fallen asleep first, wakes up
Yes.
and prepare for your day.
Yeah, so when Wolfgang wakes up, Jolly will probably like go over to him, but until he won't wake Wolfgang up, he'll just kind of wait, probably like cleaning stuff up or, you know.
Wolfgang, your sleep comes to an end.
So, Wolfgang, would you mind walking with me? I want to talk to you privately.
So Wolfgang, he wasn't really fully asleep because doesn't need to sleep, but so he kind of like opens his eyes and like
He just sees Jolly do this the whole time.
But you did sleep.
so like I did sleep, and it was like fitful. It was like I was more under than I've been, and he kind of opens his eyes like pretty easily, and he's like, "Yes, might as well. You know, I can go for a walk. It's been a long night." And so he gets up and he walks with Jolly.
Yes, please. I want to talk to you about a private matter. So let's go behind this cove. Just follow me to my left. Just walk right here. Don't go in front of me or anything. Just stay right there as we're walking.
So as he's walking, he's like, Jolly, I know we all process grief in different ways. And if yours is to be very, very demanding about where I walk, you know what? That's what friends do for each other, and I can do that.
That's when the snare would just...
Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Let's see here. Come on. 22?
You see this rope of opalescent energy begin to grab at your ankle. And you have, in super time, a recognition of this can't get me.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So what happens is it's like kind of starting to close around one of his feet. And he kind of just, like, he's a fast guy. Almost inhumanly fast. Crazy. And he just, like, he almost does like a side little, like, tuck roll. Like, that he jumps out of it. And as that's happening, he also, like, grabs his bow and, like, puts an arrow to it. And when he lands, he looks so sick and cool. But also, he's like, it happens, and, you know, he's scanning the environment. He's like, Jolly, we're being attacked. I don't know if it's the sheriff. And he looks at Jolly. Did Jolly do that?
Jolly would instantly see that it fails and would probably take like a step or two towards the ocean, right? So like Wolfgang would be in between him and the cliffside, and he would be kind of next to the ocean. He'd be like looking out over the ocean, hands behind his back. Last night was an interesting night. Obviously, we lost Elan. However, I find myself in quite an interesting situation, not necessarily knowing who I can trust. And he would turn around and sort of like lean towards Wolfgang with his eyebrow raised. You are from the Sanguine chain?
And Wolfgang, he's gobsmacked. He's like, what the heck? Like, we just went through this thing. Now we're here, and he's like, yes, I am from the Sanguine chain, and I'm sorry I didn't know that was an important part of our friendship. But I guess that it's enough for you to try and capture me like some stray dog or something.
I only meant to question you in a safe for me environment. I've seen you walk on walls.
Yes, and you never had a problem with it.
You've mentioned that you don't need to drink water.
You know, some people like different things. It hasn't been a problem. I don't understand why, you know, we just went through this whole thing. We killed the sheriff. And, you know, you speak of trust. I couldn't... honestly, I lost one of the few people I could trust yesterday, and it feels like today I'm losing the other. So why could you not just talk with me?
Last night, I saw you approach the venerable Sheriff Don and subsequently open your mouth and plunge your fangs into his neck and draw blood into yourself.
Yes, and, you know, I don't do it often, but due to my ancestry on my father's side, I am it is something that I have done, and I will probably do in the future. I don't hurt the innocent anymore, and and yes, I guess the cat's out of the bag, and hello, it is me, Wolfgang Keinstotter, good friend, subpar cook, and, I am a dampier. If you are, it seems as if you know something of the sanguine chain, but it means I am half vampire.
Honestly, I only know that the word sanguine means blood. Back where I come from, my town, there was a story of an old woman who would wander the forests. Hair as white as snow. Fingers cold to the touch. She was a wandering spirit. Dead, but not dead. She was a danger to our village. Now, I have to wonder, are you a danger to me?
Well, and at this point, he's had his bow and arrow knocked this whole time. He kind of relaxes for a second, and he says, "Jolly, if I was stupid enough to kill you, then I would be biting the hand that feeds me emotionally, that feeds me relationally." And he's, Jolly, stop laughing. I just want to say that I do not have friends or family in any meaningful way right now. And I do not even have a help. Initially you guys, when we left hell together, the hells, for the first moment that I felt that I could trust someone, and that, I could throw my hat in with some people and increase my chances of survival. But, we stuck around and we helped each other, and frankly, I've never had that kind of natural camaraderie, because it's always been enforced, or I've always been, outcast in some way or another. So I think that I to answer your question, I would never do anything to you. Biting, shooting, kicking, whatever it is, I don't do this. I'm not some inhuman monster. When someone is good to me, I am good to them. It's basic friendship. It's animal kingdom in motion.
I will not lie to you. I am excuse me. I am terrified of those that are undead.
So is it any kind of undead, or specifically from the sanguine chain, or is it just any at all?
Really, any at all. And you are right. We have done quite remarkable things since we banded together. We were pulled from hell, and we have somehow survived multiple contacts with the lethargy, something that we did not even understand. Now we have a better idea, only in that things with the lethargy have multiple arms and teeth, lots of teeth, but
belly teeth,
belly
especially.
teeth. Yes.
There's a theme.
Yes. I don't know what will happen now, but I need to know that you are safe to me. And I think that might take some time as we travel together.
Yes, I understand this, and I do not fault you at all. Yes, part of me hoped that you would see me for who I am and embrace me as such, but I also understand that trust is earned. You cannot let the horse out to pasture until it has been properly broken and will return at your call. So I understand, trust. We can work on that, and you can keep me accountable. So I will be honest. There are occasions when my hunger is overwhelming, but that is often when I am hurt, and only when I am, and I keep it to those who are my enemies.
Isn't your kind, though, unfeeling and cruel?
Oh, so you have met my family?
No, I've only heard the folk tales of vampires.
They can be. I have seen varying levels, but in the end, I am my own beast, my own man, and I certainly feel losing Elon was a lot. I've lost many people in my life, but this loss felt close and fresh, and so I think for now, if you need to learn how to trust me, what I need right now is someone to go through this with. We still have a task. We still have to find out, what is what. This is a lethargy, and I think that I hope you can trust me and help me with that, and we can build on, the trust that you have right now, because currently it is us two. That weird man, this old man, he kind of looks around. It's like he pocketed the purple stone.
He's clipping his toenails on the beach.
We peer around.
But yeah, I love this. We peer around a rock. He's just like,
I'm also talking to the drakes.
Yes.
Well, as far as companionship, yes, that is something we can do. I will travel with you, I will work with you, and I will help you go through this if I can. I know the value of a friend. I also know the sting of a knife in your back. And I will tell you this now. Should your fangs bare, I will not hesitate.
as you shouldn't. It's, dog-eat-dog world. I understand that, but at the end of the day, I don't think you'll have to worry about it.
Very good. However, you did mention our task with the lethargy. I've been thinking, we have no way to contact Mr. Gino Calamari. Like, no way to reach him. Do you think he has like spies, like the Don sheriff?
I think he has ways to find us. We what sucks? We had 2 informants who knew something about the lethargy, and they both got eaten or turned into blood angels.
Who were they?
The people.
Oh, yeah.
Nadir,
Well-
my best friend, other than you.
Maybe that means we need to go find the Rakir.
I mean, that's probably a smart choice, but let me just say, this old man over there clipping his toenails, he might be, he might contain more in his mind than he does in that backpack in terms of knowledge on this plague.
As you are looking over at Lethargus, you see one of the townsfolk of Crestor. He's got spectacles, like the classic round, thin-framed glasses. He's got what would have been at one point a very nice shirt that is fully buttoned up. His pants, again, should have been very nice. And you see him approach Lethargus, and he says,
Well, now, sir, I do say the work that you have done here with the sheriff has been mighty helpful. Thank you so much for your service.
Yes, happy to oblige.
Well, you know, I used to be something.
I can see that. You're a very strapping young man.
Well, I appreciate you saying so. Normally people know who I am. Are you familiar at all?
I can't say I am.
Well, see, I come from a town, a city called Thunderhold. Place of arcane education.
I think I have heard of Thunderhold.
Hot ho! Then you must have heard of the great.
and he goes to like do a little hat, but he doesn't have one. The name's Jimmy.
You know, I have met a Jimmy. I've heard of other Jimmys.
I used to be something over in Thunderhold.
Well, tell me more, son.
Well, you see, when you used to be somebody, and then you're not. What do you do about it? Well, you go take it back. What do you say? I hire you to go take me back and make me somebody again.
Well, as you can see, my legs don't move like they used to, but...
What ho? Ha ha.
Oh, man.
I suppose I can take you for the right price, but so you know, my price is steep as I must be leaving soon for my own purposes.
Well, you see, I have no money. I have nothing to my name. But I'm pretty sure I have contacts still. And what I can get you, boy, is a place, a stage, your name in lights. With the right representation, son. Sir, I mean. Why? I could make you a star.
My showbiz days are far behind me. I think
What? Oh, I completely disagree. What green pastures? Why, you and your troop of
Did you just call me a
brigadiers.
green bastard?
What? I would never stoop to such despicable language, sir. No, but your band, please let me line you up with but some of the best contacts in all of Thunderhold.
Some of the best contacts in Thunderhold, you say?
well, they don't call Jimmy the Star Maker for nothing.
Jimmy, I don't mean to sound rude, but I'm inclined to disbelieve that you know anybody of importance.
You wound me, sir.
He'll like put his hand up to you.
Like for me to shake it. Oh, grab his hand.
I need this.
I'm looking around at this point.
You can see Wolfgang and Jolly kind of looking around this bed at you.
I suppose I could make the journey with you.
You mean it?
You know, Jimmy, I can't tell you why, but yes, I mean it.
Bring your friends.
What do you say, Rocky? And I turn to the
Gone.
one of the
The drinks are gone.
crap.
The drinks are gone.
They're dead. They've always been dead.
Wolfgang and Jolly, are you doing anything in this moment? You see, Lethargy is so uncomfortable.
Well, Wolfgang, I think if he has the stone, perhaps it would be unwise for us to let him out of our sight.
Yes, and I don't know about you, but it looks like he's getting a hard sell. I think he needs our help. As you know,
the show, your name and lights.
this guy looks like he's got his sales pitch down pat. I think, just as humans, he needs help. And also, yes, it's important that we keep the purple stone in our quest in mind. But regardless,
Okay.
You guys walk up and you see that Jimmy has a hand on Lethargy and he's pointing out into the nothingness.
Why, son, when people know your name, you can get anything you want. And I'm talking, you want a house, and you say, well, I'm a star. And in Thunderhold, that means something. They don't lend on credit like these hoodlums do. No, if you're a star, you get what you want. And I'll get you what you want.
Okay, Jimmy.
What do you say, boys?
Actually,
Star Cherry.
I did actually. Speaking of name, I don't think I got yours, sir.
Oh, yes, I'm Lethargy.
And he's gonna be a star, as are the other two of you. I thought there was another.
He died.
Yes, recently.
A tragedy. But never waste a good tragedy. You have the makings of a sob story. I see it. Now come! Thunderhold awaits. Where's our carriage?
We don't have a carriage.
I pull a patch off of my cloak, and a boat appears.
It is a full boat, and you're about 30 feet away from the water.
No!
Wait, like a full boat?
As a schooner appears, an 8-man boat equipped with oars, 2 sails. And that's all we have for today's episode.
I thought that was a canoe.
Canoe? Can you repeat that for me?
Gosh.
Folks, what a sode. We really went on some journeys there emotionally to places none of us really were prepared to go. And we went there. That's what Dungeons & Dragons is all about. Okay? Trying to catch your friends, failing.
Freaking.
Seeing the loss of loved ones over and over and over again. Man. What? Gang, this is the Pact Boon. Please tune in. If you like what you see, turn on your TV and do it. That's a little Zoom reference for you, little 90s kids. But go play with your friends. It's a good time. But make sure you're sharing our podcast with them, okay? So they learn how to play the game, and also they love us. Big shout out to our sponsors, Monument Studios, for the tunes, the sound effects. If you want the sound of rustling in bags with your crazy characters, Monument Studios has that. You want the sound of a kiss being blown at somebody else? Believe it or not, they have that too.
Just a minute. I've got that. I've got that.
While he's doing that,
Other shout outs to our sponsor, Roll and Play Press, you beauties. They got some of the best printed materials you can get for the tabletop space. Be on the lookout for our One Shot Wonders One Shot, where we are wonders. Use code BetterDM. Pact Boon 10, really, for them, is what I meant to say for that. And shout out to our other sponsor. You know him, you love him. Painting Phantasms. Play as Sheriff Don. You also can play as Alon. You can play as Wolfgang. You can play as Jolly. You can play as... You can play as all these miniatures.
and Cyril.
And Cyril as well. You can get Cyril printed for you wherever he is. Goodbye, Space Cowboy. It sounds like a kiss and then a breath out of the nose, but... Monument Studios has it all. Goodness gracious, gang. Thanks for tuning in. Share us with everybody. Leave us a review. Follow us on socials. Tune in for our next episode. We're gonna be stars.